is good? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and ranking each and every Galaxy Opal that we have thus far in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Over 100 Galaxy Opals. Now, the only guy I didn't include all the versions of was Damian Lillard because there's like, wow, 3 different Damian Lillards, and to me, they're all going to be the same tier. They are slightly different, but it's not enough to really put them at separate tiers. So we've got a ton of cards to rank, and yeah, I'm going to be going through it relatively quickly. I know a lot of these cards are behind packs, behind gambling, but at this stage, it's so hard for me to separate all of them. I mean, because you can get them out of a reward pack, an NBA Playoff Deluxe pack that can be for free. Like, it's just hard for me at this stage to find that cutoff point. So, gonna be ranking them. And again, if you did lock in this set and let's say have like a, Blake Griffin, for example, you probably want to know where he ranks as well. So, my job, try to inform you guys, help you guys out. And I think including all of these cards is going to do that. Allen Houston up first. I don't hate Allen Houston. For a free reward, he's solid. Pro 2 leaner, gonna shoot the lights out. Really good release. Just not great. Şengün up next. I mean, he's not bad. I'm gonna go C tier as well. I don't want to put that many players at C tier, but I mean, both Allen Houston and Şengün honestly might even be B tier. Like, I don't hate either of them. I think both of them can play at a decently high level. Drummond up next. I'm gonna go F tier. What is Andre Drummond doing on the court? For anybody, honest, just somebody help me answer the question. Like, if you're running Andre Drummond, my question is for what? What is he positively doing for you on the court? Rebounding the ball, I guess. Andrew Wiggins, like him slightly more than Allen Houston, but I think B tier is the right spot for him. I don't think he's perfect by any means. A really good shooting guard, and honestly, up until, I mean, I might, honestly, I'm trying to think. Oh, no, since I got a better shooting guard now, he won't play for me, but he's one of the better free shooting guards, or better shooting guards that's not hidden behind gambling right now in my team. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Artis Gilmore, I mean, he's pretty good. Artis Gilmore is actually really good. I kind of want to go A tier with him. I know some people are going to get mad at me for that because he does have a somewhat lowish 3-ball, so he probably is a B tier center. But just know I like Artis. I think he can compete at the highest level. Blake Griffin's not very good. I got Blake Griffin. I think it was an agenda ball drop, I think is where I got Blake Griffin. Card's not great. Christian Laettner is fine. He's just not great either. Again, I don't hate Christian Laettner, but he's just fine. Dan Issel's not great. C tier. Again, not horrible, not great. David Robinson is really good. I think I got to throw David Robinson at A tier there. A card for me and David Robinson that I think, all things considered, he is really solid. I don't know if everybody loves his release, but I think it's solid enough. I think A tier is the right spot. Elgin Baylor kind of stinks. I got him. I actually had high hopes for him. I tried moving with the card. I don't love it. Only 6'5". His release is not bad, though. Elgin does have a decent release. Gerald Wallace, I'm going to throw him at A tier. Look, I think Gerald Wallace is slightly better than Andrew Wiggins. Now, for me, obviously, Gerald Wallace is, not everybody has him. Everybody can get Andrew Wiggins, and the cards just are slightly different. But I think because of Gerald Wallace and how well he plays defense, he's got to go at A tier. Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm throwing him at S tier, and I don't care. Giannis to me is going to be up there until, I mean, there's a Giannis I can actually afford. Giannis S tier. Jamal Crawford, not great. I mean, I don't hate him. I don't think he's great, though, especially for a Galaxy Opal. Like, I know I did a gameplay of him. I know I decently, didn't hate the card. But when we're talking about gambling point guards in this tier list, it's hard to hype up Jamal Crawford. James Worthy, I don't mind. B tier. I think James Worthy can compete at a high level. Jaylen Brown, not great. He's not horrible. C tier probably for Jaylen Brown. I do think he's better than Elgin Baylor, but I do not think Jaylen Brown is great. And I think for Jaylen Brown, it all starts and ends with that release. I know it's on quick or very quick, I think, for the Galaxy Opal, but it's still not great. John Wall, definitely undersized. I mean, I'm going to put both Jamal Crawford and him at C tier because John Wall is undersized, but he's got a way better release in my opinion, so it's tough. John Wall, Jamal Crawford, I don't even know who I'd prefer at this stage. Julius Randle is actually really solid. I'm going to go B tier. I don't love him, but he is really solid in my team. Kevin Love, just undersized. Like, if you're 6'8" as a Galaxy Opal, it's really tough for me to hype you up. It just is. Like, Dan Issel, I think, is at least 6'9". I mean, Kevin Love at this stage, not great. But again, if you did have him for free, he can still play. Chris Middleton, C tier. I mean, again, when Middleton first came out, I hyped the card up a ton. At this stage, though, I just don't necessarily love the card anymore. LeBron James, I don't care. S tier. I literally don't care. I love LeBron James so much on this game. And I think a lot of it is, I think his release is so easy to time, easy to green. That Bron obviously a lot better than this Bron. I still like this Bron. I just think it's tough. I think it's tough to have them 2 tiers separate. But I'm going to. I think Domination Bron is good, but I think if you compare the cards, the very quick release compared to the release on normal is crazy. I'm gonna separate them that much. Manu, I'm gonna go C tier. I don't hate Manu. I just don't love him though either. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't love Manu. I'm going D tier. I really don't love the card at all. MPJ, I like MPJ. I do think James Worthy and Bron are better than him though. I like MPJ. I do. I don't think the card is bad at all. But if you're talking about ranking him compared to random LeBron and James Worthy, he's not quite as good. Moses Malone is A tier. I wish I would have got Moses Malone. I do. If I could go back to last season and grind out Moses Malone, I would. Like, I think the card is fantastic. Obviously, I didn't grind him out. I grinded Glenn Rice out, and obviously Glenn is like night and day way better. But Moses Malone really, really solid in my team. Shea or Jokic, wherever Shane Good is, I'm going to throw him at B tier. I'm fine with that. Both cards are really solid. Boncaro, I love Boncaro. I'm going to throw him at A tier. I like him more than Galaxy Opal Bron, but not this Bron. Like, I think that's a good thing. This Bron here, Boncaro in the middle, that Bron S tier. I kind of like that, actually, now that I am rethinking it. Siakam, not great. D tier. If you're using Siakam, I don't know what to tell you. Ron Artest, S tier. Ron Artest, I'll have to see, and this might be a crazy statement, might be our best Galaxy Opal in the entire game. That might be a crazy statement. We'll have to see at the end of this thing. We have a lot more guys to go over and rank, but I think he is that good. Sean Marion, I owe you an apology. You were better than I thought you were. His release on quick, super easy to get up, easy to, I don't even want to say really easy to time. Relatively easy to time, easy to green. Sean Marion, A tier. Sidney Moncrief up next, undersized, D tier. Tony Parker, F tier. Some people said they're excited about Tony Parker for what the card thinks. Halliburton, I'll go C tier. The thing for Tyrese Halliburton is his movement is going to be really good. It's just that release. Like, that release is just not good at all. Tyrese Maxey, F tier. Wilt, I like Wilt. You're going A tier. And I know some people don't like that, but guess what, guys? Wilt's defense is so good if you do not have him at A tier. It's kind of your fault. Zach Randolph, Zebo up next, not great, D tier. Zion Williamson, not great. I C tier. I still think he's better than these guys, but not by much. Miles Turner, B tier. Some people might argue A tier for Miles Turner. I don't think so, though. Like, again, some people really might like Miles Turner. I don't necessarily see him being that high, though, personally, for me. Next up, Joel Embiid. I don't know. Like, B tier, probably. Like, I think he is B tier at the end of the day. I don't love him. I think he is B tier. Domantas Sabonis, B tier. I know I got a lot of cards at B tier, but like, separate the centers. How am I supposed to separate Embiid, Artis, and Domantas Sabonis? I literally don't think you can. Next up, guys, we do see a Galaxy Opal Penny Hardaway. Now, the thing about Penny is I kind of like him because you can get him for free off the Ascension. So maybe I'll be biased for Penny in this video just for the sole fact that, like, you can get him for absolutely free. I like Penny. 6'7". I honestly think him and LaMelo Ball are so close to being like the same type of card. But I'm going A tier with Penny. Definitely one of my favorite point guards in the entire game. Ty Jamison, not good. Somebody's using... it's one of the unlimited sweats. They're using Anton Jamison, and he stinks, man. His release is absolutely horrible. DeMarcus Boogie Cousins up next, B tier. I mean, right in there with Jokic, right in there with Miles Turner. Boogie is good in my team. Ray Allen, D tier. I mean, just not a card I love. The one thing I want you guys to realize, even with the Dark Matter tier list, none of these cards are that bad. So let's say you're having fun with Ray Allen or Pascal Siakam, guys. Do what you want to do. The cards are not horrible. If you're using anybody at F tier, definitely would try to replace that. But a lot of these cards are like solid. So just because I have somebody at D tier doesn't mean they're an absolute garbage, man. John Stockton, F tier. I'm sorry, you're undersized. You are nearly unusable. Hansborough, I'm gonna sit here and hype up Tyler Hansborough. I'm gonna go S tier. Why? Whenever I play against Tyler Hansborough, I struggle. Now, whether that's my fault, whether it's not my fault, I don't know. I have so much respect for Tyler Hansbrough, though. S tier, no questions asked. I mean, his release, so good in my team, and I'm telling you, I struggle more guarding this card, Tyler Hansbrough, than anybody else in my team. D-Wade, C tier. I mean, I know he's decent defensively, but man, his offense is really bad. Pau Gasol, I mean, D tier, not good at all. Arvydas Sabonis, B tier. Some people are like slandering Arvydas Sabonis, saying the card's not that good, all these things. Arvydas Sabonis is really solid in my team. Lonzo Ball up next. I mean, A tier for Lonzo. I really like Lonzo. Obviously, if you got him for, what was he in the pack market? Basically $20. You got a really good point guard. I do prefer Penny Hardaway, though. So if I have to move Penny Hardaway up, I will. I won't hesitate in doing that. Robert Parrish, I mean, he's an inside big D tier. I mean, him and Drummond, like, I don't know. Both Drummond and Robert Parrish just aren't great. I don't know. Robert Parrish, I think, is a little taller when I'm comparing the two. He's 7'1". So that's why he's a little higher. Neither of those cards are that great, though. Iggy up next, and here's the deal. If it wasn't for Ron Artest, I'd have Iggy in S tier. Obviously, Ron is a better Andre Iguodala, but both cards are cards I like, have used, and definitely would recommend to you guys. Jalen Green, D tier. The card stinks. This Galaxy Opal Jason Tatum, I mean, I'm going to go B tier. I'm not that high on Galaxy Opal Jason Tatum. I'm just not. Dark Matter Jason Tatum is way better because he's actually got a leaner. Mac McClung, I'm sorry, Carlo. This card is a garbage, man. He's not very good. Maybe better than Stockton and Maxey, but Mac McClung is not good. Jason Kidd, extremely good. I'm going to go A tier with Jason Kidd. I'm going to. I don't want to, though. I don't want to because I do think Lonzo and Penny are better, though. So it's hard. I'm going to go B tier with Jason Kidd, I guess. It pains me because I do really like Jason Kidd. B tier is good, though, so it's okay, especially for a locker code card. Cat, I guess I'll go C tier. He's just not great, and it does pain me that he's not great because I want Cat to be really good. I want to be able to run the card. He's just not good in my team. I'm sorry, Cat. I wish you were. Isaiah Thomas, a garbage man, F tier. Galaxy Opal Kyle Korver, we're going way up, way up. Now, here's the tough part. I really like Kyle Korver. I think the card's fantastic. Do I think he's better than Ron Artest, though? No, I don't. But I do still want to put him at S tier, and I'm going to. Ron Artest is better, but Kyle Korver's S tier. I do not care. Steve Nash, D tier. The card stinks. Shea, I don't even care. Galaxy Opal Shea is still really good. I'm gonna go A tier. I don't want to put any of these cards at S tier, but I'll put him at A tier. It stinks. Like, Shea is really good, but let's say that's your Galaxy Opal. You pull that out of the All-Star set. It stinks that a level 40 Dark Matter Shea just replaces him. Like, it kind of stinks. Money Mitch Richmond, I don't know. Haven't used the card. C tier. He's probably fine for collectors. Scoot, you stink. Scoot is horrible. I'm going F tier with Scoot. I see no positives of Scoot. And I know some people don't absolutely hate the card. I think the card is horrible. JxmyHighroller, not good either. D tier. World Be Free isn't bad. World Be Free, I'm putting at B tier. I think the card's fine. And again, for a free, basically, exchange card, you can't ask much more. World Be Free. His upper is kind of weird, but I still think, like, even comparing him to D-Wade, give me World Be Free. I mean, am I gassing him because he's a free card? Maybe, but I think the card's fantastic. Hakeem is fantastic as well. I mean, I think Hakeem's better than all of these guys. I'm putting Hakeem at S tier. I think he's better than Wilt. I think he's better than Moses. I think he's better than D-Rock. Very slightly over those guys, but I think Hakeem is that good in my team. And again, I got Hakeem for, I got him out of a pack, out of a free pack. I didn't even buy the pack. It was, I think, whether it was an exchange or deluxe pack, I don't know, but I got him. And or whether you got him out of the pack market, doesn't matter. Like, Hakeem is really, really good in my team. Bradley Beal stinks. D tier. Kyrie stinks. D tier. Steve Francis stinks. D tier. A lot of these small guards are going to stink. KD is fine, I guess, right where Jason Tatum is, but neither KD or Jason Tatum, I mean, really, I'm that hype about. They're both fine. Neither one of them that great. Both James Harden's the same spot. Like, I know their one is slightly maybe better than the other, but it doesn't matter. Like, James Harden's going to be James Harden, and I think both of them are A tier. I don't think there's any separation with any of these point guards here. I think they're all A tier caliber cards. Brandon Miller is good, not great in my team. Is he B tier? Is he A tier? I think he's B tier. Right on the Andrew Wiggins level, right on the Allen Houston level. You know what? I'm going to move Andrew Wiggins up a level. I think Andrew Wiggins is better than Allen Houston and Brandon Miller. I'm going to move him up to A tier and not think twice about it. Like, I really do like Andrew Wiggins. And when it comes down to it, guys, I think Andrew Wiggins' versatility, ability to play the small forward position is important as well. Shane Battier, really good. I mean, when I play against him, plays really well for my opponent, A tier. Marc Gasol, I like Marc Gasol a lot. Do I think he's better than B tier, though? No, I don't. Like, I think there's a definite gap between B tier and A tier, and I think Marc Gasol is a B tier center. And I use him on my no money spent. He's my no money spent center, but it's the way it is. John Havlicek, I mean, I think people gas him way too much, to be completely honest. I'll put him in A tier, but I do think some people gas Hondo way more than they should. Kenyon Martin up next. He's fine. I'm going to go B tier. A great defensive 3, but that's all he basically gives you. Good defense. Not a great release. He's fine. Definitely fine if you grinded that bold set. K-Mart can definitely play. Hedo Turkoglu B tier. I mean, way different than Kenyon Martin, but both cards are deserving of B tier in my opinion. Cade Cunningham, some people really like him. Problem I got with Cade is he really doesn't have a leaner. I still think the card does deserve to be at, I do think Cade still deserves to be at A tier, but the no leaner hurts. It definitely does hurt. I mean, you're looking at a point guard in almost May that doesn't have a leaner. That stinks. Kobe being up next. I've not used this Kobe, so it's kind of hard for me to really talk about Kobe, but I think he's S tier. And even like Kobe compared to Kyle Korver, like I like Korver a lot, but I think Kobe's way better. I mean, that's even the hard part with putting Korver at S tier. Like I want to, but I really don't think he is. I'll move him down to A tier. Like I just don't. Jalen Williams, this card stinks. I mean, he is really bad. I'm going to put him at a D tier. I do not care. J.R. Smith, not the biggest fan of him. D tier as well. Richard Jefferson, not the biggest fan. D tier. Terrence Ross, not the biggest fan. Don't think the card is good. I'll go B tier. Klay Thompson, solid. I think Klay's a B tier shooting guard. Like, I do think at this stage I'd take Andrew Wiggins over him, but I think like Klay and Allen Houston are on that similar type of level. Lauri Markkanen is fantastic. 7 feet tall. His ability to defend multiple positions. I'm going to go B tier for Lauri. I do like the card though. Dame at this stage, D tier. The card stinks. Grant Hill, I mean, C tier I think is the right spot. Some people run Grant Hill and that's fine. To me though, I'm not going to hype up collector level cards. I'm just not. You guys know it. I just don't do it. Danny Ferry is really solid. I have one unlimited game I've lost recently. It was 2 Danny Ferry, so I gotta somewhat respect him. I'll go A tier with Ferry, man. Brandon Ingram stinks. D tier. Throw him right in there with all the shooting guards. Chet is really, really good. I would say Giannis is better than Chet, though. As much as I like Chet, I like Giannis more. Do think Chet is an A tier power forward center, though, in my team. Really, really solid. Benedict Mathurin, D tier. The card's not good. Gary Payton, solid. Gary Payton's really solid. The problem is I think he's C tier. I do think he's solid. No, he's not. He's better than World Be Free. I'm moving World Be Free down. I can't gas him as a B tier point guard. Are you crazy, Ty? Figure it out. Luka up next. I mean, Luka's 6'7". Some people aren't going to want to gas Luka, but he's 6'7", man. He's not as good as those A tier point guards, but he is solid at 6'7". Danny Granger, not good. We'll go D tier with Danny Granger. He's just not good. Del Curry, C tier maybe. Honestly, I've not used Del Curry and I've got him, but he's just not a card I think that's like super exciting. I mean, he's fine. I mean, you can use him. He's just, again, not that exciting. Austin Reeves up next. I think for Austin Reeves, we got to go way up to A tier. His ability to just create his own shot, knock down shots, I think is something I've got to respect. A tier for Austin Reeves at very minimum. One of the best offensive cards I've used this year is Austin Reeves. Lamar Odom, very mid, B tier. I mean, he's fine. Put him right in there with like James Worthy. Buddy Hield, not great. I'm going to go D tier with Buddy Hield. I've actually not used a ton of him, but when I have, it's just like, ew. Dennis Rodman, B tier. There's not anybody defensively that I'd rather have on ball than Dennis Rodman, but his offense is very mid. Dennis Rodman's B tier, but definitely a card you can use and have success with. Rashard Lewis, D tier, not good at all. And then Rudy is fantastic. If you've got Rudy G, still run him to this day. That release is so silky. I'll put him at A tier. I don't care. With that good of a release, you've got my respect at A tier. If there was one point guard to move up, who would you move up? I just think all of these cards are the same type of skill level. But let me know that down below in the comments. If you did have one point guard to move up, who would it be? That's going to wrap it up for my video today, guys. If I'd have to rank S tier, I don't know. I think it'd be something like this. I think that is pretty accurate for my S tier. I just don't think when we're talking about Galaxy Opals that there's any like above and beyond good right now. I just think, you know, all of them are S tier, are solid. But there's nobody like a Glenn Rice type of card for these Galaxy Opals. But that's gonna wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts on this on this ranking list. Ranked 100 players relatively fast, relatively quickly. So hopefully I hit on basically everybody or got everybody in a close type of tier. But let me know. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you already do it. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.